So basically what we want to do today is we just want to, like, for you, it's just for you to inspire people so that they know that they can achieve results as well. So that's the whole purpose of this. See how you've gone, share your wins, because I don't want you to be embarrassed or shy about what you've actually achieved, because it's amazing. I want you to share that with everyone that watches this. So pretty much to start, just tell me about your experience in the program, mate. How did you find it?
Yeah, after 12 weeks, it's been a big shock, I guess, where I've ended after starting at 106 kilo. And I was working quite hard before that, doing a lot of high intensity workouts and swimming, running, and my weight wasn't moving, and I was getting a little bit disillusioned because I was putting the effort in, but wasn't getting anywhere. So probably that contact with you, Nick, and 12 weeks ago I started doing your program, and since then it's been 8 kilos, and back to old probably football playing levels where I am now. So I'm very happy.
Yeah. Roo dog levels.
Yeah, Roo dog. Yeah, and getting the benefits. So just ready to go. I haven't had a chance to actually see what I can do now, but
it'll be good if you ever get any footage of you playing. You'll have to send it through. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
So compared to before you started the program, how fit, how healthy, how strong do you feel now compared to before you started?
Yeah, I felt fit before, but I think now the body's a lot leaner and stronger. So you probably pushed me to do things I wouldn't normally do in the gym. I never really lifted medium to heavier weights, and I never had the confidence to do it by myself. So giving me those tools, I'm quite happy to have a go at it now on my own. But obviously the body's feeling a lot better, and just the eating as well. I've just been eating a lot better. The Cadbury factory's probably had a bit of a letdown this winter, but not looking for the stuff I normally eat. So eating a lot healthier and a lot simpler.
That's excellent, mate. So what have you found to be the biggest change for you physically and mentally since you started? So I'll start with physically and then mentally.
Yeah, obviously the strength, like when I started, we went through it yesterday, I was probably lifting 30 to 40% less than when I finished, and I wasn't, I was trying when I started, but I just wasn't confident to lift a heavier weight. But now I'm quite happy to be in that medium to heavy range, and my legs, I had a drama with one of my knees that I've had a lot of trouble with cartilage, and since I've started, we've worked on it, and the strength in it's become a lot better, and when I thought I probably couldn't do stuff, I've been able to do it now. So just getting that mobility and strength back in that knee is a big thing.
Yeah, that's brilliant, mate. So what was it, what aspect of the program was it, do you feel, that gave you the confidence to go and lift those heavier weights?
I think the progressions that you've got in the 12 weeks, you start off quite reasonable. You only lift what you want to lift. You don't have to lift any silly weights, and if it becomes a little bit too heavy, it's no problem to drop down. And it's a challenge. It's not easy. It's not an easy program. You don't finish each workout and go, gee, that was easy. You've worked. There's a lot of mental toughness involved. You have to kind of commit to it, and if you don't, you're only going to cheat yourself. But obviously it works. The program works, so it's been good.
Yeah. So since you started mentally, what's been the biggest shift, biggest change?
I think confidence, and I was probably in a fairly bit of a low point when I started. I was finished my busy trade lobster season, and usually I'm a bit flat after that, and I was, and so filling my time in with these workouts and this program has kind of realised I can get back to my old self and do this kind of work and achieve. So yeah, very happy.
That's awesome, mate. So what do you feel was your biggest win in the program? Biggest win overall?
Oh, look, I think just getting through it is a big win. I think that's like running a marathon. It is hard, but it's not that hard that you can't do it. I mean, if anyone feels like they want to lose a bit of weight and challenge themselves, you definitely look at doing this program.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. So what's been the biggest change within your life since you started the program? So how has your life changed since you started?
Yeah, no, I think it's mainly just getting that confidence back to a level where I was probably had it when I was playing sport. And I think when you leave sport, you do lose a bit of confidence because you don't have that interaction at a team level. So I think just being fit and healthy is a big part of your makeup if you are a sports person and involved in sports. So yeah, to get it back is just brings you back to those old habits, I guess, and memories when you were fit and healthy and involved in sport. So it just gives you that opportunity to remember what it's like to be fit and healthy.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of benefits with it that are outside to sport and health. It's the confidence and just a self-belief again, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
That you can achieve. Yeah.
And how have the people around you reacted to the program, the changes that you've made within the program?
Yeah, my partner's very happy that she kind of, a lot of it was her. She's always telling me I'm not the man that she met 8 years ago, and I was getting back to those weights where I was that man that she met, and she's very happy and very positive, and she's taking steps to get fitter and healthier again as well. So you know, and that's good. And my son, he's 17 and not real interested in doing weights or fitness, but you know, I think one day down the track he'll see that his dad's done it and he'll be able to do it and follow that suit too.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And the good thing about that is as well, you'll have the skills that you need to be able to take him through it and take him through his paces. You'll have that knowledge, which is fantastic. Yeah. So onto the price point of the program, how did you overcome the premium price point? Because obviously it's not a cheap program and you paid up front. How did you overcome that price point?
I think I was at that stage where I had been quite intensive training for 2 or 3 months without a lot of progress, and I was swimming and running and gymming, and you know, I've got a home gym, and I was feeling like I've been doing all this work and nothing was happening. So for me, it was a little bit of, you know, I need to have some progress here. I need to have some idea why I'm doing this for, rather than just for going out to the shed and working hard and not really achieving. So I think it was a good timing for me to actually do it in my head. But yeah, it was hard I don't spend a lot of money on myself ever. So and since then I've got a power rack and you know, I'm buying some Olympic barbells that aren't cheap either. But you know, I've got the tools now to use them. I know they're going to help me progress. I'm happy to spend a little bit of money on that.
Yeah, exactly. Once you make that investment, you get that knowledge and that understanding, like with the program as well, but then with the equipment, you're then able to use it. And it's not like you've got ongoing costs with that. You've got the knowledge, you've got the equipment. And because you invested in good equipment and good knowledge, you're pretty well set now. Which is
I think if you put some money down too, you're a bit less hesitant to miss a few trainings and get slack on it too. You know, that was a fair goal to, you know, my partner knew how much I'd spent on the program, so I wasn't game to miss anything there.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And I've found that with the people that pay up front, they're always a hell of a lot more committed when they actually get started. because they've invested such a big amount of capital into the program that it just doesn't make, like, the commitment's there. So it doesn't make any sense to let that go to waste. And the way I see it is the money itself and that investment is more so a tool to be able to actually get you those results. Because the thing is, if you're like, there's a saying that the more money you pay, the more attention you pay. And it's the same with like a lot of things. Like if you think about sort of free events, seminars that you go to or anything like that, if it's free, like you don't really pay that much attention. Whereas if you've paid $1,000, $2,000 for it, you're going to bloody well pay attention and take some notes.
Got a bit hurt money in the whole scheme. I'm really, it's unbelievable. About 12 weeks ago, I was probably, 8 kilos heavier, and I just can't believe that I've lost all that weight. And the fitness as well, the strength and the muscles that have been regenerated is unreal. So I still can't believe it. It's like winning the lottery, really. You're going, wow, it's happened. Like,
mate, I can miss a single session. Every single session.
And working. I didn't have a lot of days off in my work in that time. And, it's 5 o'clock starts and you get home at 3:30 in the middle of winter and doing a workout outside, doing lunges and wondering rain on. What am I doing this for? But,
I know,
it's good. Yeah.
That's brilliant, mate. So how did your partner react when you started the program, and how has she responded to your results and your progress? Because obviously the price point was there. What was her first initial reaction when you dropped that money?
She's very money conscious. I was a little bit worried, and she kind of heard the conversation. So she had a little bit of an idea saying what was going on, and so she asked me straight away, and I could have done a therapy, but she doesn't like that kind of thing, so I didn't. And so she was very supportive from the start, but it's like anything, you just commit, you have to commit. So it's her money as well. So so hopefully, the thing I need to do is continue and improve still, and I'm back to where I was, but I've slipped before, so I just want to maintain and keep healthy and fit at this level and enjoy it. And the health benefits at my age are going to be 100-fold. And that's always in the back of your mind too.
Exactly. So how did she respond to your results and your progress as you went through the program? What was her reactions?
She had to take all my body photos, so I wasn't very excited about my body photos, but she kind of, from the start, not much change, but she every night she'd get home, she'd go, "Did you do your workout? Did you do your workout?" And I go, "Yes, I've done my workout. What am I going to miss it for?" And by the end of it, she's happy to. She goes, "Oh, this is a bit strong and this is a bit tough," and happy to touch me and be happy to back to the old way, I guess. And she's a little bit excited that I'm going into bed with her rather than the other way. We just roll over and go to sleep. Just ate a block of chocolate and so good.
That's brilliant, mate. That's excellent. I love that. So you did get 100% of all your training sessions completed, which is unbelievable. How did you make time for it? And more importantly, why did you make the time for it?
I guess I had a little bit of time to start with, so I think that helped, that I had a couple of 1.5 months probably of doing the workouts when I was quite quiet at work. And, I just said that's what I'm doing. I have to really, it's a benefit for work as well. It will be. And so I did it while I was quiet. And then when I was really busy, I just had to maintain it. And it was a struggle. It wasn't easy. And just a mindset to get through a workout is, I'd kind of every half every 2 sets or so, I'd go, well, I'm a quarter of the way through, I'm halfway through, I'm 3/4 of the way through. And by the time you're 3/4 of the way through, you go, I'm going to make it again. I'm going to finish this work out and achieve. So, I guess the only thing it wasn't a pretty achievement necessarily. It was pretty ugly, but I did it, and so each time you achieve, you go, wow, I've done it. And then next week when it gets a bit harder, you go, well, I did it last week, I can do it this week. So just keep pushing, and if you don't think about it, at some stage, if the fitness side of it, where you don't have a lot of breaks between your supersets, and at some stage you realise that the fitness has helped to get through the harder sessions, and you go, wow, there is a bit of fitness coming through with just lifting weights. There's a bit of aerobic fitness coming through as well that's getting you through the sessions.
Yeah, exactly. So why did you make the time for it? Why was it important for you to make that time, and why was it important for you to keep pushing through it?
I probably think, my dad died after having about 12, 14 years of lung disease, and whenever I do anything, I think about him, that I've got the opportunity to run and to lift and to use my muscles. And he was a very fit and he was a workaholic. So I used my dad and some other people that I've played sport with as inspiration. So whenever it gets a bit hard, I always go back to that fact that I can do stuff, and a lot of other people can't do it. So you have to make the most of it if you've got that chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've obviously wanted to work on my fitness, and I have worked on my fitness, and at some stage you go, oh, it's not working by myself. So it's good to actually have a little bit of a guidance to push yourself a bit harder than what you normally have been. So.
Yeah, without a doubt. So within the program, what do you feel was the most valuable aspect of the program, and what did you enjoy the most?
I think the achievement of accomplishing the weight loss is a big thing for me. But also, I've enjoyed the fact I've done it. I've always thought I had to run a marathon or fight in the water or something to achieve something, but I think this is a big achievement for me to say I've done something hard that not everyone has necessarily been able to do. So there's not a lot of 48-year-olds in my town that are running around doing this silly stuff. So quite happy. I'm happy to actually be involved in fitness and do it, and actually feel like I've achieved something with it, rather than just going through the motions and being the same person.
Yeah. So what did you find was the most valuable aspect of the program for you?
Look, I think the mental side of it, there's a good mentoring with your tutorials that just gave you a bit of a kick up the bum about your attitude, maybe not just for fitness but for life, and that adversity and mental toughness and positive attitude and just changing the way you think a little bit. You realise always that the way you think is not necessarily the best sometimes, and it brings you down, other people down. So you just kind of reiterated what you know, but not necessarily you're following it at the time. So at that point, I really need a little bit of a kickstart, and it's worked.
Yeah,
just the confidence that you get out of it, I think.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So, what do you feel is different about the program compared to other programs that you've done or that you've seen advertised?
Yeah, I guess you kind of mentioned it at the start, but I saw a personal trainer for over a year, and that was great, but it was once a week, and I was a little bit very sore for most of a week afterwards, and not being able to do a lot after that for 3 or 4 days. So this is more intensive. It's a daily thing, but I actually didn't have a muscle soreness that I'd expected to get early, and I didn't have any of that and at all the way through, lifting heavier weights and you get tight occasionally, but not the pain that you get when you do sometimes lift weights and go too heavy too early. So yeah, I was really blown away by the fact that there was no soreness, and that made you be able to complete the next round of exercises every day, day after day, and you go, wow, it's something to do with the system is actually not hurting you, it's getting you fitter. So
yeah, exactly.
yeah, and it's a short period of time too. It's not, I'd probably fit in a year and a half of what I did with the other personal trainer into that 12 weeks and got the same benefits. So it's a lot more rewarding, quicker, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's still blown away. I don't know what I'm going to do. To stay like this, it's awesome. But yeah, like I said, it's like winning the lottery. You go, wow.
Yeah, with the stuff you did, like, obviously we're continuing on with the weekly coaching. So doing 2 sessions a week, you'll be able to maintain what you've built. And obviously for you at this stage, it's about maintaining. It's not about sort of pushing it too far and sort of letting it become an ego thing and going further and further and further, because at the stage you're at, you've gotten what you want out of training. You just want to be able to maintain that. But I think in terms of being sore before, like, or after training sessions and that sort of thing, at the beginning of the program, I dare say you would have been a lot sorer than you were towards the back end, and it's just building that capacity. So you're going to be sore in some sense, especially at the start. But the way that we lay it out is so that that soreness isn't as intense. And the idea, it's not like they're tough sessions, but the idea isn't to just flog you once a week, which is why if you're only training once a week and you're with a PT, you're going to get flogged and you're going to be sore. And that's just how it is, because you only got one session a week, and then you go back and you've had sort of 2 days to recover and you've got the benefits from the training, and then you've had 3 or 4 days where you're sort of not doing anything and starting to sort of lose the progress that you got as a result of that one session. And then you get back into it and then you get flogged again. And it's very hard to maintain that. Whereas if you're consistent with it, it's actually quite easy, which is what I've found.
Yeah.
So would you recommend the program to people, and who would you recommend it to?
Yeah, I'd recommend it to probably people who are already looking and doing fitness. I don't know if I'd be lifting the kind of weights I was if I hadn't I've probably had 2 years, 3 years of actually doing my fitness without a lot of success. So looking for those people that are probably looking for success but wondering why they're not getting it, that's probably the starting point. Obviously you can do it when you're not as fit and you probably lift smaller weights and you probably get the same benefit. And I don't think lifting the weights is a secret. I do think you can lift lighter weights and get similar benefit from the whole program and lose the same weight, and your body will probably be the same as what mine is now. But so yeah, I think the people that really want to change to get some sort of recognition for what they're doing, because I've done a lot of work and really I've been up and down with my weight and nothing's really changing. So they're the kind of people, and I'm sure there's lots of other people out there doing the same kind of training that I am, and wondering why nothing's really changing. So so just to get the body where you want it, so you can do the other training you were doing anyway, and knowing you can maintain that level.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. So what was your biggest learning and takeaway from the program? Most sort of powerful thing that you got from the program?
I think the whole holistic approach of it, Nick. I think if it was just lifting weights and busting a gut, I don't think it would have been the same. But I think that you'll focus on mental, diet, training methods and the science behind it. I think it was just a good overall package that everyone else who's interested in different stuff will get a benefit out of it in different areas. But you had like 4 or 5 different areas that you were concentrating on rather than just lifting weights. And you know, I don't think lifting the weights is just key. It's other support that gives you the goals and the training tools for your mental side to be able to complete the 12 weeks and ongoing for life as well. It's not just a fitness program. It's a bit of a life program that you've got going with your training. And I think, you know, I was looking for something like that, but, you know, a lot of other people probably don't know about it and they'll find it when they do the course. So, yeah, I think, you know, even my partner, I showed her a lot of the tutorials just to help, and my son as well. And you know, she goes, it's just unreal that it just matched who you are to do that kind of training with that person. You know, and you rang me. I looked on the website, but you rang me and said, "Do you want to do this?" And you know, at first I was thinking, "Oh, it's a lot of money," but deep down, I think I did want to do it, and probably, you know, I don't think there'd be a better program for me than what you've just given me. So yeah, happy. And
thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
Done very well. Yeah, and like we're blown away. You're so young, and you are really an inspiration. So well done. Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that, mate. That's fantastic. I still remember the call with you. I remember it was quite interesting because I remember at the start you didn't even want to put a deposit down. And you're like, "Oh, let me think about it. Let me think about it." Eventually, to the stage of paying for the program up front, I remember you sort of thought, "Who the bloody hell is this guy on the end of the phone call? A complete stranger. Why would I give you that much?" So it was a matter of getting that trust, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think it was that got you over the line and built that trust? Because I remember I said something along the lines of, "Listen, mate, you've got my Facebook page. You've seen the review on the page. You've got my phone number. I'll send you through a photo of my driver's license if you want."
Yeah, I've been burnt before with my business, so I've lost money and it's not much fun. But yeah, look, I think you can tell sometimes, like people. I'm probably happy to take a gamble too. My partner who I work with, he loses money all the time. Internet fraud. So he buys shares in America that he never sees again. And but yeah, no, look, I was looking for something, I think, and you know, for you to approach me like you did, it was genuine. And I had a look at your website as well. I was wondering what I'd done the next day. Wake up and go, "What have I done? Like, am I going to be strong enough to do this?" And have all of that toughness to be able to complete it, because I wasn't sure myself if I could get through it. And you know, but yeah, I'm glad I've got through it. So
you did, mate. And I know that feeling as well, because it's scary, isn't it? The next day after you sign up to something like that, you go, "Fuck, what have I done?"
Yeah.
It's
like buying a Ferrari, isn't it? You know, for me, it was like buying a Ferrari. I wouldn't buy a Ferrari, but yeah.
So tell us about it. How did you deal with that the next day? Because obviously there's always a little bit of, maybe not so much buyer's remorse, but that sort of initial sort of realization, like, "Oh shit, I've just invested," and you sort of processes yet. How'd you get around it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I had to get around the comprehension of the hard work that I was going to have to do. I realised I committed to doing a lot of hard work, and it was going to hurt, and it was, you know, but as you start the program, if you just look at one step at a time and one exercise at a time, and, you know, just stepping stones, I think you get away from the daunting fact that it's a big program, and, you know, there's going to be a lot of benefit at the end of it if you get through it. So, So you have to have that in your mind that where you want to be at the end, not necessarily where you are at the start. I think that's what's helped me a little bit. That I really did want to change, but yeah, it wasn't easy, and I wasn't confident I was going to be able to get through it all without doing an injury or something breaking. And even right to now, I'm still tentative on my legs and lifting heavier weights and that. I still stumble occasionally, and you go, "Wow, that wasn't good." But you get back and do a good exercise, and you go, "Yep, I'll concentrate a bit harder." And I think at the start I was rushing. I had a lot of life things that I was rushing for, like my son and my partner and a lot of other things, work. And, I mean, if you've got the time where you're not rushing into your workouts, that's probably my one takeaway from it. Like, get away from the fact that you have to be somewhere. And, a lot of the time I'd just finish my dead bugs and I'd have to go and pick my son up, and he's running late for football, and you go, "Oh, if I only had an extra 10 minutes, I would have not been rushing." So the earlier you get into it, if you know you've got something else on, then you give yourself a little bit of a chance to get through it without worrying about everywhere else you have to be. It is a fair commitment, though. Like, it is. If you are busy and you are running around picking up kids or whatever you've got on, it's you do have to find the time to fit it in. I'm not the quickest. My lunges are probably as slow as anything, and I was doing them last Friday. My son was out playing basketball, and he wanted to talk, and I'm trying to do lunges. I'm like, "Can you go away? Because this isn't easy. This is hard." I'm like tired, and dogs are jumping up everywhere, and I'm going, "Jesus." No, I have the dogs. I think my son realised I wanted him to go, and he went inside, and just like I'm doing dead bugs, and we got a border-collared puppy with babysitting, and he's licking me in the face when I'm trying to do my dead bugs or my press ups, and oh god.
Oh, that's brilliant. So, final takeaway, mate. Last message for everyone watching. Any final words?
Probably just believe that you can get through the 12 weeks, and if you really want to do it, or you think you might want to do it, I reckon that's probably enough trigger to do it, because you can get through it, and it's worth it. If you want to see some achievement and success, and you are struggling with that, then do it, because you get to a stage where you can go and do your own stuff again, and you'll be at 100% better position to do it. So if you really are looking to get success, that's probably a good place to start is here, I'd say.
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much for doing this with me. It's fantastic, and it gives everyone an opportunity to see the ins and outs of the programs from someone that's done it, real person, real problems, real challenges, that's gotten through it and done bloody well. Got amazing results. So thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's good to have a chat.
It is good, mate. So we won't end there. We'll keep having a bit of a chat if you want, mate. So we'll basically cut the video there. Mate, Thank you very much. Like, I really, really do appreciate it. Really.
No, I appreciate it too. It's awesome, man. I'd love to come and meet you one day and say hello. Had a dream about meeting you last night. I think I was waking up about 4 o'clock, thinking I have to go on the tuna boat, and I was with my mum and dad, and I was like thinking, oh, Jesus, we're going to miss out. We're at the wrong gym, and you had an opening somewhere. And anyway,
yeah, mate, I love that. That'd be awesome.